Hey everybody, welcome to Songsmith 101. I remember the first few times I went into studios, I would see all these guitars around the studio. The first few times I hung out with professional guitar players, I would find out that they had these huge collections of guitars. I didn't understand why. Back then I only had a couple of guitars and figured it was more than enough. Why would one person need access to so many different guitars? 20 years later, I totally get it. I've slowly added to my collection of guitars over the years, and now I'm able to realize how different each instrument is, how each one has something unique to offer. So I want to spend a little time in this episode talking about some of the similarities and differences in instruments that really don't look that different from one another in most cases. Each one of my guitars has a certain character. Some are darker than others. Some of them have a lot of low end. Some of them are bright. Some of them have mid-range. Some of them are easy to play. Some of them you have to finesse a little bit more. Some of them intonate better than others. Some of them are loud. Some of them are quiet. The size of the body, the type of wood that it's made out of, each one's gonna have different overtones, different loudnesses. Just overall, the timbre of each one is a little different. So this Harmony guitar is one I got a few years ago. It's an old guitar that was refurbished and customized by Baxendale Guitars out in Athens. And when I first got this guitar, I found if I played it like I do a lot of my other guitars, if I strummed it, played it really hard, it was kind of brash. It was hard for me to figure out a good use for it. But I spent a lot more time with it. I got to know it a little more, and I discovered that in this open D tuning, it sounds really good. And in particular, the mid-ranginess of it becomes a big asset. Like that. I find that really pleasing. So this is the guitar that I wrote songs like Feet Wet and Ain't Going Out Tonight, which are both in this open D tuning, and they were both inspired by this guitar. I wouldn't have written those songs on any other guitar that I have except for this one, and it came through the process of getting to know the guitar. So licks like this. Right, or Ain't Going Out Tonight. Thank you, Harmony. Thanks, Baxendale. I'm glad I got this guitar. People ask me a lot, like, what my favorite guitar is. I don't really have a favorite, but I will say this is my most used guitar. This guitar is a workhorse, and it's really special to me. I bought it in Nashville the day that I made my debut at the Grand Ole Opry. I went down to Gruen Guitars when it was down on Broadway, and I bought this Martin to sort of commemorate the occasion, and it turned out to be just probably the best all-around guitar. I haven't written a lot of songs on it because this is my touring guitar, so it's usually in the guitar vault on the back of the tour bus, waiting for me when I get on stage. But it's a very balanced guitar. It's good whether I'm strumming open, whether I'm playing with a pick or playing with my fingers. It intonates wonderfully, so I can capo it even in the middle of the show, and the tuning stays pretty accurate even on down the fretboard here. So overall, this is my workhorse. I don't have a name for it. It's just my Martin. I don't know. This is an awesome guitar. It's one of two McPhersons I have that are almost identical. One of them I use on the road and play live. The pickup systems in these things are awesome. They sound great plugged in. Very loud guitars, and they're kind of stiff is the way I would describe it. Like compared to my Martin, this one, I mean, it's not really great for finger picking. I wouldn't use it for that. I would definitely this would be something I would pick. So this is a song I played this song Backroad with live. It just works. It just works. Really boomy. A lot of bottom end there, but it's also got a lot of top end too. Balanced, similar to the Martin, but a wider range. The Martin is a little more mellow. This one's got some edge to it. It's a very versatile guitar, and another workhorse. This thing is heavy. It's very stiff. Like it plays stiff. Which I think that's a good thing, for certain styles of playing. Anything that's more like bluegrassy, this thing works really great. This is my newest guitar. I just bought this one, I don't know, maybe a month ago. This is a resonator guitar, so very different sound than the others. But I have a couple of songs that I haven't recorded or released yet that for some reason I couldn't find a guitar that really seemed to capture what I was going for, the mood in the song. And after going to a couple of different guitar shops and playing some resonators, I realized I needed a resonator in the collection. There's that swampiness to it, that kind of rootsy vibe that it puts off. So this is a song called Garden City that I haven't recorded and released yet, but to me, like, I almost bought the guitar specifically for this song. Very little low end, lots of treble there, but it's kind of what gives this thing a nice character. Kind of hard for me to play because it's the neck's a little bit wider, and it's very stiff compared to the others. This is my Taylor Nylon string I mentioned before. This is the one I don't ever play it live, but I always keep it in the back lounge of the tour bus, and I ride on it a lot. I keep it back there because it's quiet and I can play it without waking anybody up that's asleep in the bunks. Obviously not bright, not a bright guitar, really mellow sound, actually made to be picked with the fingers, which is great. Also very percussive. I can't even tell you how many songs I wrote on this. Odds are anything I wrote in the past couple of years I probably wrote on this, most everything. But it does demonstrate that often the guitar that might inspire a song that I might write the song on isn't necessarily the right guitar to perform the song on. But I do think it's interesting that anytime I pick up a different guitar, there's potentially a different song waiting inside that guitar versus another guitar. So it's I found over the years, there's a reason why guitarists have so many different guitars. I don't think I could ever have too many guitars. I feel very fortunate that I got the number that I have. But it's, I guess, a lifelong project to build up the collection so that I have more textures, more colors, more sources for potential inspiration. Well, I hope y'all found this informative. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, take care. Friday afternoon, early springtime bloom. Outside my living room, the world's still turning around. Red bird in the tree, singing a melody. Sounds like he's telling me to lay my burden down, and I'm feeling easy now. It's out of my hands,